Happy New Year, everybody. This is Rich with another video on Gaming on the Budget. Channel that tries to save you money by recommending free or cheap games all throughout 2020, or at least half of it, and now throughout the rest of 2021, with the hopes of recommending you guys some dope shit. So 2020 was full of games that took the world over by storm, long overdue, but today I'll be reviewing the game Among Us. I know you've definitely heard about this game. If you haven't played it yourself, you've definitely seen stuff about it on social media or memes or whatever. You've seen this game. So I heard about this game, but ignored it mostly because I heard you had to pay. But turns out if you download the mobile app version, it's free. So if you want to skip paying the $5, just go ahead and download the mobile app for Android or iOS instead. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the facts. Genre of the game is an online multiplayer social deduction game created on the Unity engine, developed and published by Innersloth LLC. So the release date of this game is actually 2018, even though it got really popular last year in 2020. Platforms you can play it on include iOS, Switch, Windows, Android, Xbox One, and you'll be able to play the game on the Xbox Series X and S sometime in 2021. So as far as the gameplay, basically how the game works is there's anywhere from 4 to 10 players in a match. The majority of the players are crewmates, basically just normal players that need to complete their tasks, but there are also randomly selected imposters who have one mission: everything up. The objective of the game for the crewmates is to finish all their tasks, while the imposters have to stop them by either killing them off or causing sabotages. During the game, as dead bodies eventually show up, you can report them and have a meeting. In the meeting, y'all try to figure out who the imposter is and ultimately vote them off. If a crewmate dies, you can still help their team by completing their task. If an imposter is voted out, aka killing them, they can still help other imposters by sabotaging the match. That is essentially the game in a nutshell. Crewmates trying to finish their task before the imposters kill everyone. Even though it's overdue, I was recently able to play this game, and after playing a couple of matches, playing a couple times, I feel like I've gotten the gist of this game and I have some points to make about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. So my first point, crewmates versus imposters. So like I mentioned, you can either be a crewmate or an imposter. Crewmates have the tasks they have to do, which are essentially minigames that deal with the maintenance of the ship, like rewiring something in electrical or analyzing something in the medical bay. Imposters, on the other hand, have fake tasks, which basically just help them blend in with everyone else so they don't look sketch. So along with killing, imposters are able to sabotage the ship. These sabotages can include things like cutting out the lights or messing with the oxygen on the ship. If the crewmates don't fix these sabotages in time, the imposters will win. The imposters can also use the vents to get around and kill people. Being an imposter definitely can be more fun. I mean, who doesn't want to murder other players? But being a crewmate can be fun too. Call me crazy, but I actually had a good time doing the dumb little tasks. They were weirdly satisfying, and I was like proud of myself for finishing them. So it wasn't that bad. It's actually pretty cool. So next point, voting. So another big part of the game is when a body is found or when someone calls a meeting, because this is where you can vote on who the imposter is. So basically this part of the game is where all the madness takes place, because everyone is just accusing everyone else. Like, oh man, Green was just like chilling over there not doing anything, and that's just sus as fuck. I mean, you get a chance to clear your name, but sometimes it doesn't matter. All it takes is one person to say you're an imposter, and if you don't argue yourself well enough, you'll quickly find yourself floating in space. Even though people like this part of the game, I'm not that huge of a fan. I guess I'm not good at arguing like that, and sometimes I just feel like people can talk over you and ignore your point. If you're too quiet, then you sus. If you talk too much, then you sus. I think it's just kind of messed up in general and can be unorganized, but I guess this is what makes the game fun. So next point, this game is definitely fun with friends. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started playing, couldn't really get into it. I was kind of just going through the motions and not really caring. But as time went on, it got a bit more fun. Played with a good friend of mine, OPAO22. You've definitely heard about her on my channel. She invited me to play with her and as well as some of her friends, and it was cool. But to be honest, after a few rounds, I was just kind of over it. But I could definitely not imagine playing this game with randos, so this definitely makes for a decent game to play with friends, and I think that's what really is a selling point for this game. The biggest highlight for me for Among Us is its simplicity. It's very easy to play and would not wreck someone who's just a casual gamer. I think the aspect of having meetings to vote out the imposter is an interesting touch to the game, and honestly is probably the main selling point for the game as well. Given the fact that the game got so popular in the pandemic, it's a nice thing to get on with your friends and just kind of goof off for a little bit. So I will give them that. Final thoughts, Among Us is okay. Maybe less than okay. it's alright. Even though I can appreciate the simplicity of the game and its attractiveness to casual gamers, this is not a game I can see myself playing for more than a few rounds. Also, probably not something I can play often, just when the mood is right, like when you feel like virtually hanging out with some of your friends that don't play video games but want to play video games, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely some fun aspects of the game, but overall, it's not something I see myself playing a lot. If that makes me sus, so be it, but that's just my take on the game. Anyway, I'm curious, what do y'all think? How many of you guys are playing Among Us right now? Am I sus for not liking it? Do you think that's okay that I don't like it? Do you like it? Do you disagree? I want to know. Tell me all that in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like. And if you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe. Videos coming on a weekly basis with my game reviews, with my streamers you should follow. I'm starting to do live streams now as well. Just a whole bunch of content on the way, so please go ahead and show some love. Also, if you guys know any games I should play that are free or cheap, and I mean cheap, like, you know, a couple bucks, go ahead and drop those in the comments as well, and I'll check them out. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. This is Rich with another review on gaming on the budget, and as always, I will see you on the next one.